I think the biggest thing when it comes to diet, when it comes to eating a lot of carbs, it causes you to crash.
Sure.
A lot of them are not healthy carbs that people are consuming. They're a cheap way of getting energy. But with the sourdough, it's relatively healthy. It's 2 simple ingredients, especially when you make it homemade. There's no artificial ingredients put into it. It's just flour and water and the natural yeast you're making with the starter. So
you have this yeast that you feed.
Yeah, so that's the starter. The starter is the yeast. So basically it starts off with, when you make it, you just start off with flour and you add water. You mix it up, you let it sit. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to cultivate the natural bacteria that's in the air around us. So that natural bacteria is going to feed on the flour and water. And after about a week or so of feeding it maybe once or twice a day, constantly giving it new water and flour to feed off of, the bacteria will grow stronger, it'll evolve, it'll reproduce. And over time you have this strong natural bacteria, which is the yeast, which allows bread to rise, fermentation process to occur.
Cool. So it's like, in a sense, like the same idea as like wine when it ferments. Dude, that bread was so good. It was so fluffy. When you actually start to see some support, right? And that can be a big momentum builder too.
Yeah,
for sure. To hear people say, hey, that bread was really tasty. Thank you. You know, like that's gotta be rewarding to
I don't think I'd be
feedback.
I don't think I'd be as into it as I was if I didn't get that support from my friends and family. If every time I posted something, people weren't constantly commenting on it and saying, oh my God, that looks so good. Wow, I want to try that. Or when they did try it, when I would bring them something to try, they would be emphatic about, oh my God, this is great bread.
Totally.
You should do this as a passion. You should start your own bread business. You should, make your own bread Instagram. You should open up a shop. Without that support of the people around you, it's tough to kind of dive in.
For sure. What do you do for entertainment?
I like to read. Cool. Reading's big.
Reading's good for you.
I like to play chess, livechess.com. Work out, cook, diet. It's kind of just those little things that make up a whole day. I just like to enjoy the little things.
Summed up basically stuff that gets done every day. 5-7 days a week, right?
I love playing the piano. Yeah,
that's awesome. How long have you been playing?
Since I was 6.
Yeah.
So
good for you, man.
Yeah, it's definitely something I'm.
How often do you play?
I try and play every day. At least for 10 minutes every day. Yeah, the best rounds I've played, I've been pretty much on with everything.
Yeah.
It's tough to have one of your better rounds and have something be off.
Sure. What's been your best score you put up?
18 holes once and 100 twice.
Hell yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's got to be a pretty good feeling. How pumped were you when you finished up 18?
It's a good feeling. It's kind of a high for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Even the day after, you kind of feel really good. You're like, wow.
I did that.
I did it. That's what all the struggling, all the bad shots, all the sad low times in your game, it's all worth it for that one round.
And then you get to tell everybody, I shot a 70.
Hey, you know what I shot last week?
70 what? Yeah, just a 70. All right, that was about 18 feet, a little downhill.
I think right in here.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I'll start her off. Pulled it a little. Yeah, I pulled that a little bit.
All right.
I don't think it broke quite as much. I pulled it, but it didn't move back that way as much as I was expecting.
Downhill putts hold their line are straighter.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
All right.
That was a bad
A
stroke.
little bit of work left. I think I could hit this.
Yeah, knock it in.
Nice. Use the entire hole. That's what they gave it to us for. Oh, that was scary. It's 2 times that I've done that now. We'll take it. That's par.
Yeah.
I'm good with the par on this hole. This is a tricky one.
I actually learned that from a Bryson video that he did.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
He was talking about how, because of gravity, when you're going downhill, the way gravity affects the ball, it kind of holds its line better.
Sure.
Because it keeps up its speed, where when you're putting uphill, it's going to lose speed. So whatever direction it's going to, it's going to tail off in that direction.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the uphill's like a resistance, so it's going to magnify whatever direction it's
exactly
falling. That's the same thing with wind, right? When you're downwind, it helps a little bit.
It's not going to fall off as much. Yeah, same thing, same concept.
Yeah, it's kind of
Any type of more resistance, it's going to exaggerate any type of flaw.